What's up, HOLOWEAR organization? And fellow Pokémon Unite fanatics. Ozzy here. And back at it again. With another discussion-like video. It's that time of year again. Pokémon Unite's anniversary. The second anniversary to be more specific. Crazy how 2 full years have already passed. We sure have experienced a lot in Unite. Plenty of ups and downs. And regardless of your current feelings with Unite, that doesn't change the fact. This is a big deal for Unite. So let's try and be positive about it. Anyways, this video's purpose, much like last year's, is to predict and speculate how Unite's second Annie could go down, using knowledge from the past Annie and other events. I'm going to create this roadmap for the game's second Annie. Remember to take this video with a grain of salt, as some things said could end up being false, or perhaps true. And with all of that being said, let's get this video started. First up, when is Pokémon Unite's second anniversary? For those unaware, or those new to the game, Pokémon Unite released on July 21, 2021, to Nintendo Switch. Then on September 22, 2021, to mobile devices. And if you look closely, the current Scizor Battle Pass season ends on July 20th, perfectly lining up. The Annie Season 2 begin on July 21st. And much like last Annie, I'm 90% sure there will be 2 parts to it, aka 2 separate seasons. For a quick refresher, last year, the first part was on July 21, 2021, aka the Band Style Pikachu Battle Pass season, which ended September 1, 2021. Immediately following, Part 2 of the first Annie, aka the Elegant Style Mew Battle Pass season. And if you look closely, the current Prize Machine lineup ends September 6th. Not to mention, it has first Annie related items. A quick recap. The second anniversary begins July 21, 2023, aka Part 1. Then on September 6, 2023, Part 2 begins, ending sometime mid-October, concluding the second Annie. Moving on, let's discuss the potential Pokémon headlining these 2 Battle Pass seasons. For those unaware, every Battle Pass season consists of 2 HOLOWEAR for 2 different Pokémon. Not only that, each season is literally named after the headlining Pokémon in that HOLOWEAR. It's been like that for a whole year. Because of this, I've gone through each season, noting every headlining Pokémon. So if I had to guess, Part 1's Battle Pass could be named after Charizard, Garchomp, Greninja, Tyranitar, or Zacian. These Pokémon have yet to have their own season named after them. And I think their hype is Annie headliners. Now what about Part 2? Well, if I'm being honest, I'm thinking a new Pokémon will be the headliner. Much like last year's, when Mew was the season's headliner. And since it's the second anniversary, 2. Mew released during the first anniversary. Mew 2 Aside from the Battle Pass HOLOWEAR. As per usual, other Pokémon will get HOLOWEAR throughout both seasons. From the usual set packs, here's to hoping we can get some free HOLOWEAR. As for who could get one, I'm hoping it will be these Pokémon: Chandelure, Zacian, Urshifu, Zoroark, Clefable, or Hoopa. These Pokémon barely have any HOLOWEAR. It's time they get some recognition. Moving on. Let's talk new Pokémon. Last year, we got 6 new Pokémon throughout the entirety of the first Annie. We very well could see a similar thing this year. Maybe not 6, perhaps 4 or 5. As for who could come, Mewtwo, as a melee all-rounder, in which their Unite, for a short bit, allows them to transform into Mewtwo X or Mewtwo Y, depending on your moveset. Plusle and Minun as ranged attackers, and being the first ever tag unit. Way back then, when Catch Them first came out, they introduced the switch mechanic. Well, it's about time they implement said feature. And who better than P&M Ceruledge, as a melee all-rounder. It's about time this game gets a Pokémon from the Paldea region. And who better than Ceruledge? Just look at them. Jolteon, as a melee speedster. We haven't gotten a new evolution in so long. It's time we finally get one in the form of Jolteon. Lastly, Hydreigon, as a ranged attacker. I want them in the game. That's about it. I would expect them to have all 3 evolutions. Moving on. Let's discuss new maps. I'm sure we'll get a new ranked/standard map for part 2 of the Annie. Much like last year's. It only sounds plausible. And I'd like to think this new map would have wild Pokémon from the 9th gen. I also wouldn't be surprised if the main objectives were from the 9th gen too. But that's my guess. Moving on. Let's talk potential events. Without a doubt, I'm sure we'll see the return of the Anniversary Cake Challenge, whereby completing missions and logging in upon hitting certain milestones, you get all kinds of rewards. We could also see the return of other events from the past anniversary. Examples such as the Returning Trainer Support event, the Invite a Friend campaign, the Capsule Dispensers. Year 1. Except this time, it is Year 2. The totally not garbage bargain shop. A free-to-play event of some kind, where we can obtain a certain new Pokémon. We could also see the return of the Battle Pass special tickets, plus its exchange booth. Not free to play, by the way. But most importantly, I'm hoping we'll see the first anniversary special present return. An event where we get free licenses by logging in. But if I had to guess, it'll be the same Pokémon from last year. Or it'll be a downgrade by giving us limited time licenses instead. I'm hoping I'm wrong either way. I almost forgot. I'm sure we'll also see Gen 3 boost emblems for the anniversary. Moving on. Let's talk game modes. If I'm being honest with you guys, I'm sure we'll see a new game mode during the anniversary with its own map and everything. Maybe it will be the long-awaited 1v1 game mode, or maybe a new iteration of the Pika Party event, maybe an Eevee only event, or Gen 1 only event, since there's so many of them. Or maybe it will be a survival mode of some kind, consisting of waves of wild Pokémon and the occasional boss Pokémon that the team must fight through and survive for the supposed time. But I'm just spitballing here. Now, why do I think we could see a new game mode? As of making this video, we've seen the return of Boss Rush and Trainer Legacy Showdown. Now, why would the developers bring these events back so soon, prior to the second anniversary? Either they plan on bringing them back, which is totally plausible, but I'm thinking we could see a new game mode with its own map, challenges, and new features. It's the anniversary after all. It's either go big or go home. But that's my theory. And with all of that, that concludes my predictions and speculations related to Pokémon Unite's second anniversary. I hope you all enjoyed. But what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me on some points? Or disagree with me on other points? If so, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe for more Unite videos, and consider liking this video. Until then, this has been Ozzy, and I'll catch you all later.